Hey there guys, there's a new exercise for you today and it's about practicing our scale shapes using one octave arpeggios. It may sound strange to you, but it's really a simple concept. We will take a simple scale shape, let's say for example a shape of the gauge system, the D in the D minor territory. Okay. We will use the shape starting from the 10th fret, lowest string, we've shown these shapes a million times before, okay? 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 10, 11, 13, 10, 12, 13. Okay, and we will use each of these scale shapes notes to build one octave arpeggios. Why we want to do that? What are the advantages of this exercise? First, the first advantage is that it forces you to know the degrees of the scale very well. So you are not only playing a shape, but you know that this is the root, that this is the fifth, okay, this is the fourth, this is the flat third, and so on and so on. Not only do you see dots, but you also see the degrees of the scale. Second, it forces you to know the harmonized version of the scale. What I mean by that, we've talked about the how to harmonize a scale before, but I will tell you again, harmonizing a scale means building chords of each of its scale degrees. So, since we have the D minor here, instead of building chords, we will build arpeggios of each tone. The problem here is what arpeggios. So, since the first note is D, what is the first arpeggio? Is it major? Is it minor? Is it diminished? The answer is by go and find how to harmonize the scale. Okay, you can find it, you can Google it, or you can sit down with a pen and paper and do the work yourself. It's very easy, but since we are in the D minor, in the minor territory, the first note of the scale is minor. The first chord, sorry, of the scale is minor. So, of course, the first arpeggio, since it's basically the same thing, it's a minor arpeggio. So, we will use for our arpeggios a simple concept. We will try not to stray away from the scale shape, and we will also try to use only 2 or 3 strings. As we said before, we will play only one octave arpeggios. So, for the first arpeggio, for example, the D minor, we have the root here, the 10th fret, the third, the second, of course, is the flat third. The flat third is on the 13th, so 10th, 13th, and we want the perfect fifth. The perfect fifth, of course, is the 12th. As you can see, this is one octave arpeggio using the area of the scale shape. The second note of the minor scale builds a diminished arpeggio, a diminished chord. So since the first is a minor, the second is a diminished. The root, starting from the second, the flat third is here, and the fifth, the flat fifth is here. Okay, so 12, 10, 13. Of course, we won't be going shape by shape by shape. The exercise is for you to start building those shapes. The main point here is stay within the shape and start building those arpeggios from each of the notes of the scale. Okay, so first it's a minor, second is a diminished, third in the minor scale is a major chord, the fourth is a minor chord, so a minor arpeggio, the fifth again minor, the 5 is a major, the 6 is a major, and the 7, of course, the root is a minor arpeggio, a minor chord. So, from each degree you will start to play those simple arpeggio shapes. It doesn't really matter if you use 2 strings or 3 strings, just obey those simple rules, stay within the shape. Of course, as you can imagine, and if you remember our lesson about intervals, you can find those 2 or 3 string shapes everywhere. So the first one was at 10, 13, 12, but of course we can play it here, but if we play it here we stray from our shape. So we want some consistency, okay? We want to stay within the regions. And so on and so on. When you reach all the way down, descend using a simple sequencing link. Take a pick, for example, groups of 4s. And things like that. The main point is ascend using 1 octave arpeggios, descend using a simple sequencing pattern. Next shape, the same, next shape, the same, the same. But since you are not very familiar with it, stay with one shape for a bit and practice until you get all of these triads, all of these arpeggios down. Because, for example, if we start from the second shape, the second shape here, you want to find out where the new positions are, because this time the first note of the shape is the second of the scale, so this is the diminished. So instead of playing this that is outside our shape, we will play, okay, this 10, 14, 12, and we continue and so on and so on. Okay, so the main point is, from each note of the scale, play an arpeggio. After you get familiar with it, start adding stuff. So this time we played just minor, minor and diminished arpeggio, but when you get familiar with these shapes, try adding the seventh degree. So in the first, which is the D minor, 1 flat third and 5th, if we want to add the 7th degree, we will build the minor 7th arpeggio. Okay, so the minor is right here, okay, on the 10th fret. So the minor, okay, the minor 7th. If we take the diminished and we will add the 7th degree, we will have the minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, and so on and so on. In the 3rd degree, if you remember, we had the major chord. If we add the 7th, okay, we will have a major 7th arpeggio, and so on and so on. So whatever was the quality of the of the arpeggio, major, minor or diminished, it will be major 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5 and so on. So your your goal here is ascend using arpeggios, descend using whatever simple run you may want. The main point is don't blaze through the patterns. As you can see, you have to think about it first. Okay, use alternate picking, slow and relaxed. Okay, the main point here, of course, is to get familiar with the scale, its degrees, and of course, you will learn equally good all the one octave arpeggios. And why it is very crucial to learn only one octave, because it's better for you to internalize one octave, because it will be easy for you to add the second one and maybe a third one and make long arpeggio runs. Okay, it's not that hard. For example, let's take the first arpeggio. This is the D minor 7th. Okay, we played just one octave. We could continue to the next one, but we could use the octave of the next shape. You don't have to use the octave of this shape. If you start getting good at it, getting know the shapes. Sorry. For example, since the D here, the second shape is a mirror image starting from the D string on the 12th fret, okay? And you just played a D minor 7th arpeggio. So this exercise is very good because just practicing your scales, you're practicing your scale degrees, where each note degree lies, you're practicing your arpeggios, you learn them very fast and you learn them efficiently. So and you may want to change shapes after a while, as you saw here. In the using the G minor 7th. When I moved to the A, when I had to play and A minor 7th again, I didn't use the same shape, because if I did, I would move outside the predetermined shape. So take all this into consideration and start slowly building your arpeggios. Okay. The main point so is to practice them until you internalize all those elements. If you do, you will know your scales, you will know your arpeggios, even if those which you think are very difficult to learn. For example, this is a minor 7 flat 5. You will learn it by following this approach, okay? Degree by degree by degree, and you won't be blazing through the scale without knowing where is the root, where is the flat third, where is the fifth, where is the flat 7, okay? So you get a lot of mileage out of this exercise. So one octave arpeggios ascending, simple sequencing descending, and do that for all the 5 shapes of the cage system. Of course, concentrate on the first one, and then the second, and then the third. It's a lot of work to do that all together. Okay, so it's a very good exercise to minimize your practice time, because you get a lot of things from this simple drill, okay? And if you are getting familiar and comfortable, you will start to make simple progressions, simply using the degrees, okay? So maybe I'm playing the first. If I want to play the fourth, I know that the fourth is a minor. I'm playing the seventh chord here. Maybe I want to play the third, which I know it's major. Maybe I want to play the second, which is a minor 7 flat 5. Okay. And so on and so on. Okay, so use your imagination, but try to stay within the boundaries of the shapes. Okay, so practice that and tell me how you like it. Have fun.